MyflŽCk. Growing up in Arkansas, we did a lot of hunting in Arkansas. We are famous for rice, mosquitoes, and ducks. In order to grow rice, you have to flood fields with massive amounts of water. This draws ducks in, and they congregate around rice fields. So we did quite a bit of duck hunting. Usually you take a dog with you when the hunter pew the duck. The dog will jump out of the boat and swim over and get the duck. You bring it back to the hunter. It's a huge industry, drawing hunters from around the world. Well, I was going to buy a duck dog one time, and I asked my granddad, what do I look for in a good duck dog? Granddad was very wise, and whenever I had questions I would go ask him, and he was usually always right. Well, he told me, son, you always look at the dog's butthole. If he's got a tight butthole, it's a good dog. But if he's got a big butthole, then that's on the dog. This puzzled me, and I had to ask why, Granddad. He explained to me that when the dog jumps in the water, if he's got a tight butthole, no water will run in. But if he's got a loose butthole, water will run in and the dog will sink. This made sense to me, so I went to the duck dog dealer, who was an old man. This is all he did was raise and train duck dogs. I told him I was interested in a dog, and he lined up 3 dogs for me to look at. I looked at the first one, I raised his tail and looked at his butthole, and it was huge. So I said, now this one won't do. And I went to the next one, I raised his tail and looked at his butthole, and it was also huge. So I said, this one won't do either. So I went to the last one and raised his tail. This dog had the largest butthole I've ever seen. And the old man asked me, what are you doing to my dogs? And I explained to him what my granddad had taught me. He said, oh, I